Hello, it's Iconic Shadows here, and today I'm going to be talking to you about a little series I'm going to be doing. And I know in the past that I've just suddenly stopped doing things, but I'm going to be doing things that from now on are going to be different, but also I'm going to be doing things that I enjoy, to talk about things that you guys will be able to see that I enjoy, and you'll be able to see that from the stuff that I've put out on my channel already. Now, in the background, I'm going to put in something relevant to the topic of this video, and today we're going to be starting off a series in this, and it's going to be talking about Digimon and my experiences with it. And I've watched the anime, and I've also played a few of the games. A lot of the time, it's just varied on what game I enjoy. And I believe the reason why I enjoyed the Digimon Story Sleuth series more, it stems to also the type of games I enjoy. I just enjoy games that have sort of like a resonant sort of way to make you enjoy and keep playing the game more and more. Now what helps is the fact that I believe during this I found out a game series called Persona. But I believe I didn't play Persona until after I played Digimon, Story Sleuth and the Yakuza Memory, because I think the Story Sleuth games made me want to play Persona, because they are somewhat similar in how they play. So they've got the sort of dungeon crawler aesthetics, and they've got the sort of like anime-esque motifs to them, so that people who enjoy those sort of things can sort of like look to them and think, I can either enjoy this and watch somebody else play it, I can more than likely even want to play it myself. But what I've gathered during when I was playing these games, because I played them roughly when they came out. Now, in terms of Persona though, I didn't play Persona when that first came out, I just played it as and when. Because it was a series that I found from playing its latest release, which was Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royal. So I played both of them. Not like extensively like I've seen some people have, where I think they've managed to somehow do like over like 300 hours, and I think that's by doing absolutely everything they can possibly do. So there's a lot of content in those games. But I personally just played it to play it, and wanted to get the best ending that I could possibly get, and that's pretty much what I've done. But to this day I haven't got the full ending of Persona 5 Royal, but once I do, I think I'll talk about Persona 5 in more detail. But for today, this is a more of a Digimon related video, but I thought I might mention Persona, seeing as well it's going to be a video series that I will be doing eventually, here and there. But like I say, it's a strange one, because when it comes to Digimon, I've always felt like it's got its own little way of bringing people into it, but then you always have people comparing it to Pokemon, because it's inevitable that they've got the similarities. But I've always enjoyed Digimon's story a lot more, but then Pokemon's games a lot more. So it's neither here or there. You know, like, some people enjoy certain things a lot more than others. It's like my favourite Digimon's Vmon. One of my favourite Pokemon is Bulbasaur. That's why it's on the banner of my YouTube channel. Which a very good friend of mine made. But yeah, in terms of the actual series Digimon Story, it's a very strange one, because I will have to do like a full-on, like I might have to replay both the games to be able to fully remember, because it's just like, to put it bluntly, they have very like dark bits, but they also have bits where nothing happens, like nothing really builds up. That's why in the background of this video I'm only putting some story footage that isn't necessarily spoiler-esque, because that way you can just eventually, if you want to, look out for your own what's it? You can look for a better gameplay experience if I do decide to make a series of it, or if you find one from another channel. But essentially, like, this character is more of a blank slate, whereas the first character from the first game, they were sort of, how to put it, they were just kind of just appeared, that there wasn't much here or there, and it's more you go in depth with it and you experience it better firsthand. But I can explain it to the best of my ability. But these story games seem to have a point, like I've said, where they just kind of dip off. But if you play it to complete it and to enjoy the story, what it provides, it does make you want him more, which I suppose is a good thing. But I kind of wish they made the Hacker's Memory game evolve more story rather than coinciding in a way. Like, since playing the first one, I really wanted the second one to be like really, really good. It was good, but not as good as I really wanted it to be. And sure, I managed to get a lot of the Digimon I've enjoyed seeing from the series, which I think what the game really was probably kneeling on a bit. Whereas if you weren't much of a Digimon fan and you were just playing this, you might not have a clue what's going on. Because to be honest, I know like quite a bit about Digimon. I've got all of them on DVD or whatever. But it's a very strange one because you've got the whole ABI system, the cam system, and when I was playing through the game, I was like, I don't understand what's going on. I had to look it up. I can't even remember if the game ever explains it to you in full. But like, you've got the experience where you've got to like de-digivolve them, you've got to digivolve them, you've got to like interact with them a lot. But it's just, I don't remember it ever being explained properly. And the problem you have with that is, if somebody's having to go to an external source, in my case it was YouTube, like where this video is going up to, it's like, well, the game, in my opinion at the time, I must have not either understood how it was trying to explain to me, or it just didn't explain it well enough. Which is a bit of a shame, to be honest, because if I knew that, I wouldn't have struggled at the start of the game as much. So sometimes whenever I saw somebody do the same thing and they didn't understand, I just had to quickly explain. And once you get it down to a T, it's a lot more simpler. And yes, the game probably does have a tutorial bit that does explain that to you, but when you first get into the game, you don't think to look at that necessarily. You just want to get in there, fight your Digimons, and discover how to to add more Digimon to your team or whatever. And overall, I think I was looking for something in the game that wasn't never going to be there, which is I wanted my own experience of being a Digi-destined like from the TV show. But that wasn't going to happen, but I really hoped it was, from some of the story bits that came into the game as it develops. So I would say, in terms of fanfare, the more of a fan you are of Digimon before playing the game, the more you'll enjoy it. But if it was the other way around, and you've played the game without knowing a lot of what the game hopes you do know, I think it's a very 50-50 split in terms of enjoyment to actual good quality content. But if I was going to give somebody a anime game where they'll probably still enjoy it, I'd probably say this, because I'd definitely say for you to start off the first one, but you could probably play this one first, although there is benefits like carrying over your Digimon data and stuff like that, so, and keeping all your items and everything. So I would recommend playing the first one before the second one. I was blown away by how much content you do actually get in it, and I don't believe I've mentioned already in this video, but I will be replaying both of them, and then I'll either be posting videos of me playing them, or I will just be summing them both up into two separate videos. But going to the actual animes, the first series, for me, I don't remember watching all of it, but I remember watching the second series, 02, a lot more, but that's mainly because I would say it's because my favourite Digimon was in that, Vmon. And in that series I believe they had a whole motif of the Dark character. The Dark Emperor was making it so you couldn't traditionally Digivolve. You had to use like a different way, and they had to find that out through going along the journey. But the thing is, from my memory, I don't believe that you ever actually you don't get the sort of inkling that the Dark Master knew this was happening. Continue on from where I was going off from. So you got the whole idea of they find out that there's no way to Digivolve, and when they tell the original characters, and because not all of the original characters return all at the same time, they return at different points to interact with the different Digi eggs, I believe. I cannot remember. I will be doing follow-up videos at different points. But yeah, man, I would overall say that Digimon 02 was probably my favourite. The third series, I believe, they try to interpret it. The first two was actually like a TV series in their universe as well, which I thought, if that's right, is an interesting take. And like the main character somehow creates his own Digimon, and then his like card reader machine for the trading card game that's used in that series somehow scans that. And then you've got this weird thing where his Digimon like comes to life, and the Digimon seems very more like impactful, and he's got the struggle of trying to hide his Digimon all the time. And then you've got the problem of he finds all these other different people that have also got a Digimon, and he has a little struggle on the way. His name is Takato, the main character in the series. And then, like a complete 180, at least to me, the fourth series feels as if it could almost be like a prequel to the whole thing, because you've got characters in that don't have Digimon partners. They have Digimon like spirits that they transform into, sort of like, I suppose in a way you could compare it to Power Rangers, because in those the Power Rangers like have like a suit that they then like change into, and whereas the characters in Frontier, they like transform into like beast spirits and like human spirits, sort of like different Digimon. And sort of like progress is on the way. But this is more of a, like this video here that I'm doing, it's more of an introduction to be doing more content. And Digimon for me is going to be one of those things that I'm pretty much always going to enjoy, even at the age that I am now. It's just got that sort of like nostalgic feeling because I had it in my life when I was a lot younger as well. But yeah, I hope you're enjoying this video for what it is, and it's more me trying to come back into things, because like I've said in past videos, this is more of just a hobby, for something just for me to do on the side, because I do work. And it's not really something I've ever really wanted to do as a job, but I like to provide sort of like a good communication between people who watch my content and myself, so that you guys can see what's going on in my life. Yeah, and through doing these videos, it's almost like a diary for me as well, so that I can provide like it's like a way of me being able to communicate how much I enjoy the things that I do, I play, I watch, and so that you guys can truly like get my point of view on things. And sorry for stuttering a bit there, because it's the first time I'm recording a video like this in a while, this long. But yeah, hope you enjoy this, guys. I'll see you next time. But yeah, I would say Digimon is a very good series for you to get into. See you next time, guys. Peace out. Check out my Twitter, my Facebook, Iconic Shadows. And yeah, guys, expect more content on the way. Sorry I've been gone. Peace, have a good Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. Have a good New Year. More content definitely on the way.
俺は一種の人だぜ。本当にやるのか？